C. Prem Kumar's Meiyazhagan was one of the finest films of 2024 which gained a lot of appreciation after its OTT release on Netflix.
Are you happy?
Very happy. Me happy.
Double happy.
The movie that has Prem Kumar's signature style of gentle pacing is an absorbing and beautiful character study as well. We are going to analyze a scene that unfolds at the 50th minute of this movie. It was a scene that looked cringeworthy on a script level, but when it was shown in theaters and later on OTT, it really connected with the audience on an emotional level. What we are trying to find out through this video is how Prem Kumar managed to pull off this scene that looked extremely cheesy. Welcome to Lensmen Reviews, and this is Inside the Scene. Cinema is an audio-visual medium. The audio comprises dialogues, surround sound, and background scores. The video part, it has the performance of the actors and the frames. What we are trying to analyze in this video is how the director blended these aspects seamlessly. In the earlier portions, we see these wild static shots in the scene that cover the whole stage. The scene shifts to a medium shot only when Bhuvana gets emotional. We get to know that Bhuvana's reaction has an impact on Arul because we are seeing him in a medium close-up shot. Actually, editor R. Govindraj is switching between medium shots and medium close shots according to the emotional levels of the characters. The use of wide shots is done in a way that it provides a breathing space for the scene whenever it becomes too tight emotionally. You can see that the speed of the cuts is increasing in light, fun conversations that happens in between. One can see almost 4 reaction shots when one character speaks a small dialogue in that space. When they show the groom's character also in a medium close shot, it sort of conveys that he is someone who has a good understanding of the kind of bonding Bhuvana and Arul share. In the beginning portions of the scene, we see Arul in mostly medium close shots and Bhuvana is either in medium shot or wide shot. But from the moment she opens the gift, we see her mostly in medium close shots, and in that moment we can hear the background score kicking in gently without cutting the surround sound. Arul asks Bhuvana whether she should open each of the boxes as there are people waiting, and Karti's character tells her that the queue is really long. This sort of becomes an acknowledgement of our logical concern about the situation from the director. Bhuvana deciding to open all the small boxes after opening the big one is an instance where people would find the scene getting stretched out and the usual lag complaint could pop up. But the script and the editing comes up with some tricks to keep that portion engaging. In order to address the lag frustration one might start to feel, we get to see reaction shots of 2 frustrated individuals. And after that, there is a slightly humorous banter between Karti's character and Bhuvana. And in the middle of that, the movie casually slips into the central theme of the movie, which is the identity of Karti's character. And much like Arul, we also get excited at that moment, and there is a lighter usage of the background score in that portion to emphasize on that moment. After this, the scene changes drastically. When the film shows the contents of the box from a Dutch angle, the Golusu theme of the movie starts to play. From now on, the scene is going to be about Bhuvana and Arul. And the most vulnerable person in this equation is Arul, and the frames featuring him has shallow depth of field. The framing also changes to isolate him more. In the case of Bhuvana, whenever she is shown, she is the one in focus. The reactions of the characters in the scene are another aspect of the scene. They are in a way becoming a part of the audience. The smiles that we see on the faces of characters played by Rajkumar and Karti are similar to the smiles we see on our faces while watching the scene. And we can see that Karti and Rajkumar are just observing these characters with a smile. When Arul takes each piece of jewelry from the box while conversing with Bhuvana, the dialogues between them has a very natural feel. When he asks Valikda, which means does it hurt, while putting the bangles, and when Bhuvana tells him to keep the gold coin for later, bangles for now, and the anklet for last, the characters are behaving in a very real manner. The idea of amplifying the drama, because the medium is cinema, is not present in the treatment of this scene. The name of the background score by Govind Vasantha for this scene is Golusu, which means anklet. The peak of this whole scene is the moment when Arul is putting the anklet on Bhuvana's feet. It is at that point we see the scene breaking away from the shots we saw till that point into a totally different fresh frame. From the moment Bhuvana sits, the scene switches to that cinematic mode. Frame rate changes, which is the scene is now in slow motion. The surround sound we were hearing till that point gets cut, and it is the background score that is dominant. We are seeing both Arul and Bhuvana in close frames that have only them, and we haven't seen those frames till that point. When they are showing Arul, the most vulnerable person in the whole scene, you can see that the depth of field is kind of getting reduced in each shot, and towards the end, the background is extremely blurred. Just showing these two on screen might make the scene look very monotonous, so at regular intervals, we get to see the reaction shots of others, and one of them has this lady with teary eyes. I think the scene sort of achieved its completeness with that genuine reaction, which might have been a happy accident. After a flow of emotionally intense shots, the movie sort of breaks from it by going to an extreme wide shot in which Arul stands up. At a time when people are saying stuff like melodramatic scenes won't work, it will cause lag, blah blah blah, Prem Kumar decides to write an extremely melodramatic scene, and he executes it perfectly to show that a well-crafted scene can still hold the audience's interest. The dialogues that kept the characters real, the actors who never went to that higher meter of performance, the editor who placed the insert shots and reaction shots perfectly, the music director who placed the background score only where it was required, the cinematographer who used the depth of field, frame rate, and frame composition according to the emotions of the scene, the sound department that kept the surround sound for most part of the scene and removed it only in the cinematic bit. I'm guessing the trust Prem Kumar had in these people might have been the reason why he shot and kept the scene despite many people suggesting to remove it.
That is one scene that came under a lot of criticism when it was read. Especially என்னோட இந்த படத்துக்கு 96லாம் சப்டைட்டில் பண்ணவங்க என்னோட பெஸ்ட் ஃப்ரெண்ட் ஆர்த்தி. அவங்கெல்லாம் வந்து கழுவி ஊற்றிட்டாங்க. அதை சீரியல் மாதிரி இருக்குது. ஒரு கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 10 பேர் அதை வந்து ரொம்ப இல்லைங்க இது யோசிச்சுக்கங்க கொஞ்சம் சீரியல் மாதிரி இருக்குது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்க. சீரியல் மீட்டரில் இருக்குது கொஞ்சம் பார்த்துக்கங்க அப்படின்னாங்க.
If you enjoyed watching this video, please give a like. To watch more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you.